join us via Facebook, Twitter, on Joy News on TV. We are streaming live on YouTube. We're also live on GOTV channel 144 and on DSTV channel 421. All right, so on GoTV's channel 144 and DSTV channel 421. All right, so today's show will highlight the following issues. Avram Grant has hanged his trainers. He's resigned. Uche Ofodile gets employed with Facebook, this time to ensure low-cost internet access to undeserved location. And we are running out of business, says coffin makers. A society on a standstill with the angel of death. My name is Miss G, and later we've got our video of the day. Facebook has appointed Uche Ofodile, former Chief Executive Marketing Officer of Vodafone Ghana, as regional head for Africa for Express Wi-Fi. Express Wi-Fi allows customers to have access to low-cost internet in undeserved location. This test started in India and has been sailing well. Undeserved locations are locations that do not have access to internet based on their geographical location. But with the Express Wi-Fi hotspot, will be located in undeserved location to provide internet access to remote areas, not only to increase the number of internet users, but also to help create and empower local entrepreneurs. We posted this on Facebook, and let's read your comments now. All right, so straight to Facebook, and Frank Ni Okantankra says, Uche Ofodile, congratulations. We'll call you later. And Baumia says, congratulations as well. Congratulations are pouring in from a lot of people. And this one says, from Joseph Menson, it says, Captain Planet is rich. Hooray. And Captain Planet is a musician who is married to Uche Ofodile. And those are some of your comments on Facebook. Let's shift our focus to football now. Black Stars coach, or should I say former Black Stars coach, Avram Grant has resigned, a decision many football fanatics expected earlier. Critics raised concern about the performance of Ghana's coach after several games with other countries which did not show how strong the Black Stars team was. The news about his resignation came to the public notice few days after their arrival into the country, after the Black Stars placed fourth in the just-ended African Cup of Nations in Gabon. Now, following his departure, we are asking, should we go for another expatriate coach or give way to a local one? You shared your thoughts with us on Facebook. And Shalom Abochi says, we need a top-notch coach. It doesn't matter if it's a local or an expatriate. However, I have a preference for Hervé Renard and his quality, and that's all we need. GFA should be cleaned up first. GFA boss and his cohort should resign. And we need new GFA, not a new coach. For even if you bring the best coach in the world, the corruption within the GFA won't allow him to bring out the best in our football. Hashtag Kwesinyan Techi must go. And the coach issue should be okay, let's go to this one. The coach issue should be put on hold till GFA is cleaned up thoroughly. If not, even if an angel takes over, it will still be the same old story. However, the cleanup we need just real quality, dedicated players and a good coach. Whether black, white, green, whatever color, he's not concerned. And Atishobi says Ghanaian coach will be better than this. You use the word useless for Coach Avram Grant. Is a history record. All the gold took by the country was done when Ghanaian coaches handle the national team. Our problem is we do not have proper transition program from the youth side to the senior side. I guess government officials keep telling us to patronize our locally produced goods. Why can't we allow our local coaches to work with us? And also this says, until the entire GFA board is changed, would always be at stage one. It's better we give chance to a local coach because foreign coaches don't encourage and motivate the local players. Baumia says, I think it's time now for Ghanaians to value their own people and then learn a lesson from their previous mistakes. I prefer the local coaches. The issue is not about a coach yet. Clean GFAs, cut out the mafia there before you start talking about a coach. And that's from Eunice. Akpabli says, how can you have a beautiful woman in the house and say you don't like her, so you're going in for another woman somewhere? Isn't it a waste of time? That's your view. No way. Go for a qualified local and pay him well to deliver. That's what Inti Papa says. And Saki says, give me the job and pay me 1/10 of his salary or 1/10 of his salary, and I will turn the world's attention to Ghana. That's a nice one. And I think we should go for an experienced local coach like Kwesi Appiah for our senior team. Well, we had Kwesi Appiah earlier. It's not like we're going for him fresh. This man is finished. No country will take this man as a coach except Ghana. Kai. And as you consider the one to take over from Grant, measures should be put in place to supplant the long-serving GFA president who is not offering us anything better. Eshan says, we still have local coaches who are competent. Let's give it to Bobu, who coached the current captain. Bobo. Okay, that's Bobo. Okay, that is Silas Tete, who coached the current captain. Yes, that was under when he was with the Starlets. Okay, going in for a local coach or an expatriate still won't solve the problem. The GFA should be dissolved. Our problem is not the coach, but GFA boss. We need change now, says Joshua. And Kwesi Nyantakyi can also handle the said team, since he claimed the Black Stars hardly lose in his presence. Simple. Telesteta is there. If we really want to win AFCON again, let's give him the job. And Etuahini says, no, we can't use this word. It says, okay, let's go on to some other. Etuahini, you have to be very polite with the words you post here, otherwise we won't read your comments at all. And Bauer says, we always blame our coaches for nothing. Put the blame on the GFA. So a lot of people talking about the GFA. I'll advise GFA to go for Coach Samson Siasia of Nigeria. And this is a Nigerian posting, is of course is advocating for his country, Adeyemi. And it says, I hope the guy will do wonders with the area of stars and the Black Stars squad. And I think a expatriate coach will help. Local coach, they have no powerful idea to change our football and they are incompetent. Local coach better for Kwesi Appiah, blended by including Sule Muntari, Prince Boateng to a new youthful squad. And also, Stephen Appiah should come and manage the Black Stars rather than coaching the Black Stars. So those are some of the comments that we have received from you on Facebook. Now, we're taking a short break. We are back with some more here on JNI. Welcome back to Joy News Interactive. If you just joined us, we've just seen the video talking about who is your pastor. You don't want a coffin, you want to consume goods, and that's the coffin to consume. But you can also join us via Facebook and Twitter on Joy News on TV. Just gone by, we talked about the new position for Uche Ofodile, who has become the regional head Africa for Express Wi-Fi. You can join us with your comments as well, and we'll do well to read them here. Also, we talked about Avram Grant, who has resigned as the Stars coach. All right, so in 2016, over 2,000 deaths were recorded, as stated by the National Road Safety Commission, a situation coffin makers say was beneficial to their business. Now, fast forward to 2017, and these coffin makers are complaining about the low patronage of their coffins, believing it to the lack of death in the country. We posted this on Facebook, and here are some of your comments. Who wants to die? Nobody wants to die, so I guess that's why they're not doing business. But back in the day, coffins were made when people die, and it was rare to see coffins. If coffin making is business, should it be made and displayed as we see today, or we go back to the former day? And my thoughts, that's coming from Carl. And Ibrahim says, so what's their prayer. People should die and they will come and buy their coffins. Well, if this statement is official, then some people are heartless in the search for wealth. Remember that these folks have children and a family to feed. Definitely, they would have to sell their goods. Let's put it that way. David says, oh, they should not worry. Very soon, in partnership with the private sector, we'll provide 5,000 jobs. Ghana will become great again. Ha ha ha. Ghana for you. Everybody is crying for jobs. Ghana is, in Ghana, there's freedom of speech. God save us in this country. Can people just be serious for once? By the way, they were told told me to give in job. By the way, they were told to me giving jobs. I don't know what that means though, but Debson says coffee makers are really important in our society since death is something inevitable, but the patronage will come when someone gives up the ghost. They shouldn't pray for our demise to put food on their table. Well, Adakatia, this tells you that this world is unfair to us because whilst people are praying to live long, someone is praying for death, which should lead to high patronage of sales. God is the answer. Aram say, hey, while someone is praying, everyone is praying to live long. You're complaining of low sales. Gone are the days where you don't get to see shops which sells coffin. You only get to carpenters who do such jobs alongside other jobs. And the only time you see them making a coffin is when somebody orders them to do it. Switch to other jobs because God won't mind if you pray that people should die. I guess that's what she's saying. And I think it should be made based on order and not be in stock and expect people die every day for them to come, for you to make money. They should change or else they will be used to bury their own. It will be used to bury their own families. These people, they forget say life is in a comfortable lead. That's what you're asking. Hashtag Unapo. It's only in Ghana and Nigeria you see this in the name of work. I have traveled by land from Ghana to Senegal, and there is no shop by that stretch of road you will see these. God have mercy. While everyone is praying for long life, some people are also praying for people to die for their business to grow. Hey! Asempani. That's from Clemens. And of course, they should be unhappy. That's their source of daily bread too. But the question is, who wants to die? Yeah, that's a big question. I don't want to die yet. People are dying every day and burial takes place every Friday and Saturday. But due to excessive profit they want to make, the potential buyers will prefer to prepare their own simple one by engaging a family carpenter. They should stop taking advantage of us. And Joyce says they can also die so that we get to bury them in their own coffin or tell their loved ones to die. What about when we all decide to go the way our beloved Muslims do? They should accept low patronage this year because we are not going to die. I would advise them to better change profession. Ha ha ha. Worldwide, it's only Christians and some traditionalists who bury corpses, I think you won't say, with coffins. Beside, who would even like to die? Aqua says they can kill their family members in order to increase patronage. Gone are the days coffin is made when someone dies. I understand their plight, but that's the source of their living. But they shouldn't rely on coffin making as a substantive job. Bosiako says carpentry is not all about making coffins. If it's business, if business takes a nosedive, why don't you try other aspects of carpentry like making furniture, roofing buildings, etc.? Are they that heartless, wishing for people's death? He asked, and they should pray hard for people to die. If not, no work for them. And I also pray against death, for the Lord overpowered death. I pray we will all overcome it. Amen. And they should ban all the hospitals and pharmaceutical shops in Ghana. This will increase the death rate and high patronage of their coffin. So a lot of people are concerned that the coffin makers are complaining of low patronage. Of course, nobody wants to die, but we wish you well in your business. We pray that, you know, you get to make some money.